Hi guys, and welcome to another day of my 12 days of Christmas, or 12 days of Vlogmas, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's super fun and festive, and we're just having a really festive time this year. So, today's conversation is going to be, it's not meant to be a sad conversation, but it's a reality that this time of the year, people can feel melancholy, lonely, all of those, just not Christmassy feelings. And especially if you experience some sort of loss, it doesn't have to be a death. Although for our family this year, it was, for the first time in a long time. We lost two prominent members of our family, and one was very, very unexpected. One we kind of had a little bit of notice that things were going downhill, but it also happened way faster than any of us thought it would. So I thought that this would be a good year to just give you guys some tips, let you know you're not alone. Everyone, literally, I can't think of anyone this year who hasn't had some sort of tragic thing happen, like a death in the family or cancer or just any number of really just sad things happen. 2019 has been the worst. I can't think of a year that's been more heartbreaking than this year for my family, and then from all the things that I've heard from other people who have lost family members or are struggling with suicide issues. It's just been a really rough year. So you're not alone if you had a really terrible year this year. We are all ready for 2020 to get here because I am washing my hands of 2019. It was horrible. So today's little chat is going to be about how to make the best of the holiday season, even if you are grieving or coping with a loss this year. And a loss, like I said, doesn't have to be a death. It could be maybe you moved away from your family this year and you're just feeling really lonely. Maybe you moved away a long time ago and this year you can't go home for Christmas just because of money or whatever. Maybe you had a fight with a close family member and Christmas is just a little bit weird this year. Like last year I had that, and it's just like the worst time of the year to be upset with someone. So I learned last year going through this that I can only control what I can control, and you can only control what you can control. So there's no benefit to worrying and wallowing in sadness, and if you've done what you can do, that's the best you can do. All you can do is your best. So if you're in a situation like that, just know that things will work out. Things worked out for me last year. If it's been a good enough time and you feel like you can reach out to someone, this is a great time of year to just reach out, try to mend what was broken. And if that's not a possibility, then just focus on your happiness. Whatever makes you happy. Don't let the issue or the situation bring you down any more than it has, because it's just a waste of your energy, honestly. So whatever happens is going to happen, and you can't control the other person. So that is just my 2 cents. I know it's harder to do than it is for me to tell you to do it. So I understand completely. It took me a while last year to just let go. But once I did, I felt so much better. And then shortly after, I made up with this person. And, it just happens. Families are hard. They're just really hard. So there's that. Maybe you're sick and you can't go visit people this year. Or maybe someone really important to you is sick and you won't get to see them until after Christmas, or whatever is bringing you down this year. Just know that it's not always going to be this way, and things will get better. Okay, that's what I say. I have spoken.
I have spoken.
Okay, so here are some tips. If, for instance, you are dealing with the loss of a loved one, these are some tips that I found. I put them in my handy dandy notebook. which is from Joanne Fabrics. Super cute. I love it. So here are some tips to help you get through the season. And I think I'm going to try and implement these at our Christmas this year too, just because I think it should be done. So the first thing is to carry on the traditions that you have done every year. Maybe a vital part of your family is gone, or maybe if you moved recently and you can't go home for Christmas, or moved a long time ago and can't go home for Christmas, do the things that you always do, but just do it in your way, the way that you can do it this year. It won't be exactly the same, but having a little bit of tradition is definitely going to help you feel more Christmassy. Just do the things that you love doing, even if the people aren't there. They can be there in spirit. One tradition that someone I lost in my family always did every year was he would bring, we have like 7 cousins in my family, and so our uncle would bring 7 envelopes, and in 6 of the envelopes there was a $1 bill, and in one there was a $20 bill, I think. But he would just have us all like hoping against each other that we would get the envelope with the big money in it. So he would just like fan them out, and then everybody would pick one, and whoever got the big bill was like the winner. So I would love to keep that tradition going. I don't know if it would work coming from me. I guess we could start doing it with grandbabies. We have 4 grandbabies now. That makes me really happy. Maybe I will do that this year. So do carry on traditions. If you went out and picked out a tree every year, go and pick one out, you know? Do whatever makes you happy. The next thing is to make the food that your family loved, or the family member that you're missing loved. Make something that that person loved. So, I don't know, maybe it's your grandmother's cookie recipe, or maybe your grandfather loved cornbread with butter and sugar on top. That's definitely something that my grandfather loved, and he passed away a long time ago, but you still miss people. If you have a cooking tradition, do that. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Thank you. Okay. You gonna go get that boy? Go get him. Go get him. Good girl. She's so goofy. Puppy kisses intermission. Okay. Next on the list, if you have a symbol of the person, put it on your tree. So people I know, they associate like different animals or birds or butterflies. Someone I watch on YouTube said that hummingbirds always come around, and that's how she knows that her mom is still with her. Somebody said that they see cardinals, and that symbolizes for them a loved one, or just gives them like peace, just knowing that that little symbol means for them not to worry and that things are okay. For me, that's deer. Anytime that something terrible happens, or I get really bad news or whatever, almost immediately after, I will see a deer, like a deer or multiple deer will come out, and it's just like, it just gives you this like peaceful feeling, and it's so great. So if you have something like that, put it on your tree. Make it a new tradition, you know? Okay. Next one. So this happens a lot, I feel like. People just stop decorating because it's like, what's the point? If your husband passed away recently and that was something that you guys used to do together, I can totally see how that might not actually make you happy. It might make you feel sad, but I think doing it and just remembering, I've read or heard on the radio or something like that multiple times, that putting up a Christmas tree, if it's something that you did as a little kid, that sort of thing, keeping that tradition and doing a Christmas tree every year, it like releases endorphins or something in your brain, because it's one of those like nostalgic things that just, it makes you happy inside, just because it's like a happy memory trigger thing. I don't know how it works, but for me, that's totally a thing. Like, I was so excited to put up my Christmas tree this year. This weekend we're gonna put up my mom's Christmas tree. She tries every once in a while to say she's not gonna put one up, but I will refuse to let that happen. Just because it's so festive, and she doesn't want the bother of like putting it up and taking it down. But I think it's totally worth it. Clearly I have this tree, we have a little tree in the other room. I think it's totally worthwhile. So decorate. Okay, next, go somewhere that reminds you or makes you feel close to your family members. So maybe you guys went to church every year or something. Maybe there's a special restaurant you always went to during the Christmas season. Maybe you go to the mall with your family every year and go shopping, like a big family shopping trip. Whatever it is that you used to do with someone, or like if you've moved or something, find a new place that still reminds you of that activity that you used to do at home or with that person. There are lots of restaurant chains, so hopefully if you went to some place to eat every year, hopefully that place is available where you live now. Just try and recreate those moments and just remember how great they were, and take in the atmosphere, take in the lighting, take in people watching. That's always exciting, especially at Christmas time. I bet it's really fun. Unless you have crying kids because they don't want to wait for Santa to come. You never know. Next is to tell stories. So it might be hard for a while and everybody's gonna cry, and that's okay, because crying is a healing thing. Remember things, get out your photo albums, go through, see pictures, just do all of the things. It might make you sad, but I think it will also help you feel closer to the people that you're missing. Buy remembrance ornaments, or make them. Make something that you can put up every year so that it feels like that person is still with you. Or if you just moved and you're missing home, buy a really cool ornament that reminds you of where you used to live and the people you used to know. And in future years, you can look back and say, man, I remember how sad I was that maybe I didn't have friends here, or I didn't feel like home here. And then each year, gradually, you can put up that ornament and just be like, man, look how far I've come, like I have so many friends now, or I really love this house, or I'm so glad I live here now. Things have gotten so much better. Like, it's never going to be a bad thing. So definitely do that. Do that for your loved ones that you're missing too. Then you're not forgetting them. Some people might feel bad or feel sad because you don't want to forget somebody. And honestly, you're never going to, but it's definitely a thing that things get easier, and you might feel guilty about that, but you really shouldn't. That's just life. But having a cute little ornament or something you can put on your tree every year, it might make you feel better. This is a good one. It's hard when you lose somebody not to replay like your whole life before that and nitpick things and like find these things that you suddenly regret not doing or not saying or whatever. And that's just so detrimental to your mental health. So one thing that you can do, write a letter or write out on like a little post-it note or something your regrets or just your feelings in general. Write a letter to somebody. Write whatever is on your mind on a piece of paper, and then put it in your fireplace and watch it burn down. And I really felt a sense of closure after doing that. It sounds so silly, but it's like, I think just putting it from your brain through your hand onto a piece of paper really helps, first of all. And then just letting go of it, putting it into the fire and watching it burn, It's such a good feeling. Like it's just like a weight being lifted. But that's something that you can do. It's very easy and it really does help. Just you need to get all of that out of your system so you can enjoy the holiday. You know, just because somebody is gone or you're not with somebody or you're in a different town or you're not speaking to someone right now, it doesn't mean that your whole holiday has to be ruined. I hope that some of these things that I went through are helpful for you. If you have any other ideas or if you just need to talk, like if you just want to totally unload in the comments down below, please do. I will respond thoughtfully. I know so many people who have had just a really terrible year, and if you want to unload, if commenting on a video helps you to like wash your hands of this thing and move on to a great new year, then please do that, you know? Whatever it takes. Get on social media. Go find me on social media and PM me, and I will respond to you. If you just want somebody to listen to you, please feel like you can do that. But yeah, you're not alone this year. This year has just been a bucket full of doo-doo. It's been horrible. So I hope you can enjoy this holiday. And if this holiday is just kind of a wash, that's okay too. The new year is coming and you can just start fresh. It's gonna be awesome. So I hope this video was helpful. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I know that this is a real issue. Let me know down below if you've had a terrible year, and if you've had a great year, please tell me, because I know one person who's had a good year this year. One person. Everyone else I have not heard good news from. So do leave me a comment below, and do reach out to me if you just need somebody to listen. Thank you so much for watching this, and if you enjoyed it, or if it helped you, or if you know someone who might need to hear a message like this, please do share it with them. And give this a thumbs up, give it a like. That would be so helpful for my channel. And if you are enjoying this little Christmas series, or if you like Boston Terriers or Disney, we're going to Disney World next year in February. If any of that sounds good to you, do go ahead and subscribe. You can click this little button here, and it'll just give you notifications when I upload new videos. It's totally free. It just helps my channel out, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Merry Christmas!